Now we're doing Be'ez Hashem Yisbarach Daf Mem Vav Amad Aleph. Reb Lozer Reb Yosi Boy Kum Reb Yas. He asked a question from Reb Yosi. Nich Shemesu Shenitmu. Mishnah says these things that happened. If you shech the Pesach and you found out that Mesu Abayim in Itmu, Oisha Mashchu, then you say, according to Shmuel B'Noisha V'Yecha it needs Iber Tzur. It cannot burn it right away. So we understand Mesu in Itmu. It happened after Shechita, so we say it needs Iber Tzura. But Mashchu Abayim V'Sidada Mana Kiyam Im B'Chayim possible. Right away it was possible. Now this thing you hold that it's Shlom Psurim. In other words, it doesn't become a Shlom automatically. You have to let it do Re'iyah. So if it happened B'Chayim before the Shechita, they were Moishech. It had no Bailam, it's a Shlom Psurim. You have to burn it right away. Why do you have to wait? Why do you need Iber Tzura? Im L'achar Shechita, Yesh Mashiach L'achar Shechita. You can't be a Moshech according to Simon Shitta. You can't be Moshech after Shechita, so it's impossible. So Bishleim and Mesav Nitmu talks after Shechita. That's why he needs Iber Tzura, because the Shechita was done by Kashrus. But what's the story with Mashchu Yadam? After the Gemara, Mikayim sheyesh l'rishus limshoich psul machshu b'tan tzur. It means even if Avadet was done Machayim, but it's not as Mesu B'Nitmu. Since considered like a normal thing to happen, it's not considered psul haguf. And I don't know exactly the explanation of this. It's like saying it's a shvach psul, since it can happen any time. So I don't know the exact words to use. It says that if it's meso nitmu abaylam, it's like you shech to something that's totally off. When it's mashchu, it's a thing that it's up to the person to do, and it can always happen, so it's not considered the psul haguf. You keep sheyesh l'rishus limshach. I don't know. It's obviously the answer must be it happened before the shechita, because it asks me you cannot do mashiach l'achar. That's what the sugya holds. You cannot do mashiach l'achar shechita. However, this is what he's answering, and the exact explanation needs some more beer. This is the end of Perik Shishi, and Be'ez Hashem will go right away to Perik Shvi. Continue. Zog the Heilige Mishnah. Keitzad Tzoylen Esa Pesach. How do you roast the korban Pesach? Shaput shel rimoin, a piece of wood, a branch from a pomegranate tree, toipam techpiv, bad beis nikavosai, from the mouth till the other part of the body. You put the feet and the intestines inside the body when you roast it. You have to take the feet, the legs, and that it's cut off. When you make the hafshet, you cut off the legs, and also you take out the intestines to clean it. So you can't put it back in, because that's considered a bishul. You have to roast everything. So you put it outside, you hang it up on the stick. All the other stuff, there's certain water that comes out. But from a remind that it doesn't have any water in the branch, that's why it's good, because we need to have, it should be totally tzli, nothing, no mashke. If it's still wet, means it's just took it off the tree, for sure, even the remind gives out some kind of juice. This is what I'm trying to say. If it's dry from the outside, you can assume that the inside is also dry, and you don't have to worry that there's some kind of lachluchas of wetness inside. Tana b'shem Reb Yehuda, oimer. He holds different than the Mishnah. He says you can even use a thing that's made from metal. Not good, because it gets hot and it's roast. So now you're taking the korban pesach, you're not roasting it with eish, you're roasting it from matches. You see, you take a piece of wood, it doesn't get burned, so you see that somehow the fire doesn't reach there. The same with the metal, it doesn't get the inside part that touches the inside of the animal doesn't get hot. No, it's not. You can't compare. Let's say the outside is hot, the part that's outside the fire, the inside stays cool. But something about metal, the nature of metal is that if even one part is hot, everything gets hot. So if the outside part is hot, so the inside is also hot, so it means that it's roasted from the metal. Is Tanya Tana Toichboy? So our mission says you start off from the mouth and you go all the way to the behind, and the other says the opposite. Start from the back and you go to the mouth. That the Dain Tanya Beri, according to this outside Tana, means the second one was saying now. You actually, when you put it in the oven, you always have to have the mouth facing the bottom, because you have to have the blood dripping out from the mouth. Now, you want to ask a question. What's the question is now, Rabbi Yosef Glili says that you could put the legs and the intestines, you can put inside. You don't have to worry about bishul. We're asking Ki yerach over le Rabbi Yosef Glili? Oy kari dorish Roshal Krov. There's two ways to learn his mahalach. Either it's considered like a thick thigh. So in other words, it's not you need a xeris akasiv. It's just a savara. Just like you can take a very fat animal, you don't say that it's not sliyesh, because it's one piece. Everything gets roasted together. So when you stuff it, your intestines and the legs inside, you have to imagine it's like part of the animal. Imagine that the animal has a very thick thigh, it would be kosher. So here also, it's not natural, but now once you put it inside, you assume ki'ilu, it spreads out, the foot became thicker, or the stomach became thicker, something like that. You don't view it as a separate part. Or he learns it from a pasuk, Roishe al Karav al Kirba. He learns that you put the karaim and the feet and the legs and the intestines inside. So it's there's a kosa that Torah says, yeah, I have no problem. It's not from your own svara. Let's just learn one line and then we'll stop it. If you put it into let's say you decided to take the legs and the intestines and roast it inside a gedi of chulm, not korban pesach, just a random goat. In time, basically kosher, because you say it's a nature, it's a natural thing. We view it as a thick thigh. It's not because Xeris HaKosav, that's the din of a Pesach. It's only special din. Do it a Korban Pesach, Torah says I'm okay with it. But if you do it with a random Gedi, I'm not going to be okay with that. So this is the end of Daf Mem Vav Amud Aleph.